Big matchup in the ACC. Duke stays undefeated at the top of the conference alone in the number one spot in the ACC. They take down Clemson, number 16 Duke, now 15-1, 66-56 final. Hey, this Lady Blue Devils team, they looking really good. Now sitting at the top of the ACC all by themselves. We're talking teams Notre Dame, we're talking teams Virginia, all these teams we talked about in the offseason. Not once did we really talk about this Duke team. If we're being completely honest, this team is really surprising us a lot. And, we knew we were going to have a couple fall through the cracks, but Duke is one of those teams that's really stepping up and really looking good, Steve.
Yeah, and it amazed me when we were kind of going through deciding what games to talk about today that we really hadn't mentioned Duke at all. And then I look at their record and how are they ranked number 16? I just don't understand. It's not like Duke plays a powder puff schedule. I mean, Duke goes out on both men's and women's side, and they play a strong non-conference schedule, and they're always invited to the invitationals because again, they draw eyes. They draw viewers. They'll put seats in the stands. I just don't understand how a team like Duke can be that unappreciated, I guess is probably the better word. I had a nastier word, but I edited it myself because this is a family show. So,
it is.
A Manson family show, but no,
Okay.
it's, but yeah, I mean, Duke, I think came out in this one and showed, I mean, Clemson kept it close. Certainly in the first half, they kept it close, but Duke just came out and they're very business-like. I don't know that there's a lot of flash on this team. They're just very business-like and just kind of go out and they make their adjustments to whoever their opponent is that day, and they just get the job done. So it'll be interesting to see how long they can go undefeated in the ACC.
Yeah, absolutely. Celeste Taylor had a fantastic game this one, 19 points. She was really the big difference maker in this one. She's been the difference maker all year for them. When you look at going back to the box scores and taking a look at her, she's leading the team in points. She's doing a fantastic job for this squad as their guard. And you know about that guard play. The senior out of Valley Stream, New York, is really doing some big things for the Blue Devils. I really like what the squad's doing. I had the opportunity to watch this game. And it was one of the first times I really got down to sit down and watch Duke so far this season. I will say that they are definitely going to add to my list a lot more this year. Hopefully I can get a chance to catch them on Sunday on ACC Network, 4 o'clock, when they head to Georgia Tech for a matchup, because right after that, next Thursday, we're seeing the best rivalry in sports, in my opinion, Duke versus North Carolina. So that should be a fantastic matchup. I know North Carolina's struggling a little bit this season, but they're still ranked as of right now. We'll see if they're ranked when they head into that game. But always when that matchup is going down, it's always going to be a fantastic matchup between Duke and the Tar Heels.
Yeah, and I was looking at I think their front court. We're talking guard play, which of course it warms my cockles when I hear people say guard play. But I think their inside play gets overlooked. Again, I don't know. You're not seeing big double figure rebounds. I mean, I guess Balogun had the most in this game with 7, but they seem to force the game out onto the perimeter. Now that could backfire against a team, let's say like Iowa in the NCAA tournament, or even Notre Dame. I think if you're pushing them out to the perimeter, I think that could give them some matchup problems. But I mean, it's an underrated part of the Lady Blue Devils is their front court, because so much focus, and really the best players on their roster are their guards. But I think the way that they guard the paint and protect the rim, I think that's going to help drive them toward. I don't know that any team's going to go undefeated in the ACC, because I think there is a lot of parity within the conference. But let's not overlook the job they do. Again, not swatting away a bunch of shots and highlight reel, blocks or whatever. They just do a nice job forcing the game out into the perimeter. And then if a team struggles from out there or is having an off night, that's going to give Duke an even better chance to win.
As for this Clemson squad, Amari Robinson did a great job, 16 points. She's been their leader all season long. She had a really big impact in that upset game at the end of the year last year in 2022. It's weird saying it like that, isn't it? When
Yeah.
they upset at Virginia Tech, number 7 at the time, 64-59. She had a huge impact in that one as well. So it's always fun watching her play. As for Clemson, we're going to see them take on Pitt on Sunday, 2 o'clock, ACC Network. Pitt struggling. There's no doubt about that. They're 7-9 overall.
Yeah.
In the ACC, they have not won a game yet. They are 0-5. Them and Georgia Tech are the only two teams that have still yet to win a game in the ACC. However, after that, Clemson next Thursday, when we see Duke, North Carolina, we'll also see Notre Dame take on Clemson, and that should be a good matchup in itself. Notre Dame just coming off a loss tonight, so that could be something to pay attention to. So Notre Dame did not lose. I'm just kidding. So take that back. But they did come off a loss to North Carolina a
Right.
few days back. So that's what I'm thinking. So that's the case where it comes in. However, this Clemson squad, we've seen it before. There could be some sneaky teams. We just saw them upset the number 7 team in the country a few games back in Virginia Tech. Is there an opportunity that we could see them beat the number 7 team Notre Dame again? Could we see another upset by this Clemson squad?
They have to hit their field goals. I mean, they actually shot better percentage wise than Duke did tonight, so that's obviously a positive. I mean, I'm not sure how this team matches up. I think what is their forward's name? It's Hank? I think or it's Hank or Hankerson.
Yeah, Hannah Hank.
Yeah, Hannah Hank. Okay, yeah. I mean, she's a tough matchup inside against anybody. So I think that could give Notre Dame some fits, perhaps. But I think Clemson is in a building mode. I don't know that they're in a rebuilding mode. I think they're in a building mode. And I think they know that whatever successes they achieve this year, and they showed in that Virginia Tech game what they're capable of, I think it's going to be a carryover effect. And I think that Clemson, it seems like they're making a stronger commitment to the women's athletics in general, but certainly here with the basketball side, I think that Clemson is trying to establish themselves as they have in football as the force year in, year out, and that's a big task when you're talking about the ACC. But I know, looking at a lot of the other women's programs there, it looks like Clemson is actually pouring not necessarily more money, but I think they're putting an emphasis and going out there and trying to out recruit the Dukes and North Carolinas and North Carolina States and the Virginias within the conference.
All right. Well, let us know your thoughts in the comment description below, what you thought of this game between Duke and Clemson. What do you think about this Duke team? Do you think they should be ranked higher? Because we both do here
Yes.
on this show. If you're leading your conference, you only got one loss, and that only loss is to UConn. Well, you should start moving up those rankings a little higher than where we see them right now at number 16. Let us know your thoughts in the comment description below. Hit like and subscribe while you're there. And thanks for watching Slasher U.